What's up YouTube, Breeder Mac here, bringing you guys another Pokemon ORAS Wi-Fi Battle. Before we get into today's battle, if you guys could please Mac attack the hell out the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Today we have a battle against the ChompingMega. He's actually a subscriber of mine and a Twitter follower of mine. I'll leave the links to his channel and his Twitter in the description down below. This is actually the second battle that I had against him. The first battle he did, he won the first battle. I'll leave a link that should pop up on the screen to the first battle that we had. My team's pretty much the same that I used against him. I switched out the Amoonguss for the what's that thing? Whimsicott. Basically just for speed control, mostly the Prankster Stunspore. His team, he switched out the Arcanine and the Ferrothorn because basically we decided to do a UU-RU battle. Obviously Ferrothorn is OU, so we decided to have a rematch. So this is the rematch that we have. So basically, just quickly over my team, defensive. My first Whimsicott obviously is defensive leftovers, especially defensive Empoleon. Mega Sceptile, Choice Scarf, Darmanitan, Choice Specs, Dragalge, and the Life Orb Sheer Force for Alligator. I'm looking at his team. I'm assuming his Pidgeot is Mega with Sableye. It could be the Annoyer, Prankster, Will-O-Wisp, Recover, knockoff crap. Dragon. I know from previous battles that you see that it's Specs, not Scarf. That's a defensive Tentacruel, obviously Rapid Spin support. Vrizian. I'm not sure what it is. I think his is a physical one, but it could be the Calm Mind Life Orbed Giga Drain set, and his Emboar could be Life Orbed. Because of the new Reckless ability, his hidden ability, it could be Life Orb, Reckless, Head Smash, Flare Blitz. It could be Scarfed, Banded. Not entirely sure what it is. I'm looking at his team. I figure he's probably going to lead off with the Sableye because he knows a lot of my guys. It can handle most of my guys because of the Prankster. It can burn 3, 4, 5 of my guys, and if I lead off with my Feraligatr and the Sableye, he'd probably just go straight for the Will-O-Wisp. So I don't have much other things to lead off with except for my own Whimsicott, and hopefully I can. I'm not really too concerned if he burns my Whimsicott, so long as I can get off some Stun Spore on his, so I can slow it down and maybe taunt it and whatever. But I figure I know my best lead here is my Whimsicott, just because it does have the Prankster. So even if he does lead off with something else, I can easily go for Stun Spore and paralyze it. He actually reveals he's going to go with the Tentacruel. I know that he's got, I think it's Sludge Wave on it, and it's 4 times stab, so it'd probably actually OHKO me, even though he's probably not invested. So I go into my Poseidon, basically just to take the Sludge Wave. He goes for the Scald. He actually managed to get the burn on the first Scald he does, which sucks, but it doesn't really matter. He's a defensive Pokemon anyway, so I go for the Stealth Rocks, get those set up. So I'm pretty happy about that I have my rocks up right now, especially because of the Emboar and the Pidgeot aren't going to like it very much. He obviously goes for the Rapid Spin. He's just trying to get rid of the rocks. This is actually a misclick by me. I actually didn't mean to go for the Defog. I was actually going to go for the Stealth Rocks, and then I was actually going to switch out into something else, basically because I knew he'd go for another Rapid Spin. He goes for the Protect here. I guess he's just trying to scout what I'm doing. I'm going for the rocks. I want to really set up my rocks here. I know at least 2 of his guys aren't going to appreciate it that much. So that's my whole goal right now, is just to get some rocks up, and that's basically all I'm trying to do. So I figure he's going for another rapid spin here. So I got a free switch. I go out into my Feraligatr here. He actually goes for the Scald. I'm not sure why he didn't go for the rapid spin there. That's fine with me. I can eat it up. I'm thankful he actually doesn't get the burn. So I figure he has to switch out unless he's just going to spam Scald and hope he gets the burn. I go for the Dragon Dance, assuming he would switch out. With the Dragon Dance, Sheer Force, Life Orb, it could basically, I think, Feraligatr on its own could 6-0 a team after one D-Dance. I'm assuming it could. He goes for the Will. I stayed in. I was hoping he'd miss the Will-O-Wisp, but unfortunately he lands it. So that puts me back down to even, I believe. My attack. I go for the Waterfall. It's going to do the most damage at stab. I probably did a clean 80-90% even at what do you call it? Even at even. So I'm pretty happy about that. He switches out. I guess I probably should have seen that and gone for the crunch here, but instead I just go for the Waterfall, just because I know it's stabbed and it's going to do decent amount of damage, because that still does, I want to say, 25% at least to the Tentacruel, so that's pretty good, especially against a defensive wall. I'd love to have some sort of cleric here, but I don't. I go for another D-Dance. I know from previous battles that he likes to protect a lot. I probably should have seen this rapid spin coming, but obviously I didn't. So he gets away with the stealth rocks here. So I'm now at +1 here at +1 attack, I believe now, +2 speed. I'm still assuming right now that he's gonna go for a protect because he wants to stall me out for the burn. That's my whole point here. He goes for the Sludge Wave. I think I'm pretty close to eat it up. Well, I would have liked to take that a little bit better, but I'm not invested in any HP or anything, so the burn will actually manage to take me out. I probably should have just gone for an attack instead of the Dragon Dance. That's probably my mistake here. I switch out into my Dragolge because I know that I think at this range a Draco would take it out on its own. So I'm not too concerned. He obviously goes for the protect because he wants to scout, or he either wants to lock me into something. He goes into his Embor now. I'm not entirely sure why he went into his Embor. I straight up go for the Draco here, and based upon the damage that I get here, I'm assuming he has to be invested. He has to be some sort, because he's not sashed. So I'm assuming he's invested in HP even a little bit, because I think normally that should have OCO'd. It does, I think, 111%. But as you see, he managed to live. I go into my Empoleon here. If he wants to try to do something here, that's fine. But he went for the Sucker Punch, I guess, just to get damage off. I go for the Scald. I'm assuming he went for the Flare Blitz or something. But so I go for the Scald, and I knew that was going to take him out, so I'm okay with that. I'm pretty happy that his Embor's gone. I don't have to worry about what potentially he said he's running on it. I don't know if he was HP invested Assault Vest or what exactly he was running. He goes for Sludge. I'm assuming he thought I was going to switch there, or he had a misclick, because we both know that the poison type moves don't affect steel. But right now, basically, all I'm doing right now is I'm spamming Scald because I really want to get this thing burned. Not necessarily to take away his attack, but I need really need the extra damage to wear off the burn damage. So he goes for protect. I guess he's just doing the same thing as I'm doing. He's sort of waiting for the burn to take me out, put me at a point where he can take me off. So at this point, it's more or less a stall match. I'm just waiting. He goes for the rapid spin. I'm not entirely sure why he goes for the rapid spin, because I didn't have any rocks up. I go for the Flash Cannon to lower his special defense. I'm hoping for a special defense drop, because then I know the Scald at least will do a bit more damage. So we're just sort of, I think we're just, right now we're both just going back and forth, trying to figure out, you know, who's going to switch out or who's going to overpredict or what's going on here. But he's just Scalding. It's probably his best move at this point. I'm going for the Scald as well. I'm really hoping I get a burn at some point, because he got burn on his first Scald he goes, and I'm up to what, 4 or 5 now, and I haven't managed to get a single burn. So that sucks a little bit, but you know, that's it is what it is. I'm not overly concerned. I'm really hoping I did get the burn, but I know at this point that I think I calced it, and a Draco Meteor from my Dragalge should be close to being able to OHKO it at this point. So I think he's just sort of letting the burn take its toll on me and bringing me down to a point where I can easily take him out. He goes for the double protect. I'm assuming that because he wants to get me into a point where he can finish me off with one Scald. Because if he landed the double protect, the burn damage probably would have taken me to a point where I would have gotten one Scald off and be able to finish it off. He would have been able to finish me off with one Scald because of the burn. So he goes for the Scald, just obviously bring me down to a point where the burn will be able to take me out. I was just sort of wasting time trying to bring it down to a point where I knew he'd be around 70% or so. So I could basically go into my Dragalge and Choice Specs, Draco it. So we basically, I was just stalling him out because I didn't want to switch. I also wanted to bring him down to a point where I knew my Draco would be able to take it out. I guess he went for Protect here, obviously, to lock me into something or to scout what I was going to do. I'm not sure why. I guess he stayed in here because he didn't want anything else on his team to take the Draco. Goes for the Scald. I'm okay with that because I'm a special attacker. The burn really not going to matter to me. So I go for the Draco, and that whole sort of stalling him out was basically to bring him down to a point where this one Draco Meteor would be able to take him out. So I'm pretty happy about that. He goes back into his Sableye here. Even at -2, I'm pretty sure we both know that at that point a Draco would take it out. So I figured he'd probably go for the recover here, try to recover his HP. I go into my Darmanitan because I know that even at 100% HP, and I think even invested in defense, the Flare Blitz basically going to be able to take him out. I think it's pretty close to an OHKO. So I'm okay even that he gets the 2 recovers off because I know the one Flare Blitz will be able to take him out in one shot. Because the Darmanitan is just an absolute monster in UU. It's basically for those of you that don't really play in UU, he's the Azumarill of UU. Where he just comes in, he can absolutely destroy everything. Not 100% sure why he went to his Virizion. I guess he figured he could live one, or he just didn't want to. He was just letting the recoil build up to a point where he'd be able to one-shot me with whatever he wanted. He goes into his Hydreigon. I'm assuming that's probably what he did, knowing that he could probably take one Flare Blitz because it's resisted, and he could go for one Dark Pulse or whatever, and be able to take out my Darmanitan. But I didn't think I could live this Dark Pulse on my Darmanitan, be able to get off 2 Flare Blitz. So I switch out to my Whimsicott, knowing that it's resisted and I'd be able to take it. I go for the Stun Spore, more or less just in case he decided to switch from Specs to Scarf, so you'd be able to outspeed some of my guys like my Sceptile, or even if you manage to get a timid one. I basically for Leech Seed. Just because I didn't want anything to take a Dark Pulse, I couldn't switch anything in cleanly. So I sack off my Whimsicott basically to get the free switch back into my. I go into my Mega Sceptile here because I know pre-Mega I should be able to outspeed, and especially because he's paralyzed now, I will definitely outspeed. So I straight up Mega Evolve, and I go for the Dragon Pulse, because I know that the Dragon Pulse, Hoko's the Hydreigon. So I'm pretty happy that the Hydreigon's gone. I don't have to worry about that thing anymore. And I think that leaves him down to his last guy, his Mega Pidgeot. I could have switched here, but I decided that I'd rather just go straight up for damage. So he Mega Evolves, obviously, and I just go for the Dragon Pulse, I believe. Yeah, Dragon Pulse here. I just want to get damage off on this thing and bring him down to a point where I knew my Scarf Darmanitan would be able to take it out, because I knew the Hurricane was coming because of the no guard, and I knew that Oko me, so I'm actually okay with sacking off my Sceptile for the damage, because I can just go into my Choice Scarf Darmanitan and Flare Blitz, and I knew Flare Blitz pretty much will probably could have pretty close to Oko'd it anyways, but I wanted to make sure. So that's GG to TCM, and I hope you guys liked the battle, and if you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. Thanks, guys.